gonna build a little platform for this thing. I'm not the most muscular guy, but I'm not weak. And, that's a strain for sure. Look at this. The drill bit busted. With hot glue, then painted them to match the mask. I have to take this part off. That wasn't the idea of doing it like this. Call that a big fat failure on this. This thing is so heavy, it's amazing it's even moving at all. That's right, make me take every screw out. Piece of shit. It really is heavy. It's a lot of weight to move back and forth. I'm not the most muscular guy, but I'm not weak. And that's a strain for sure. These things here are so heavy. I think I just want to take this apart. I'm gonna build a base for that and move it up so that we have less momentum. All this light in this basement and I can never see a damn thing. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a big fluorescent, double fluorescent light fixture, and I can't see a damn thing in here. Looks nice and bright on camera, and it's not. Huge shadows, I can't see shit. Oh no, that's not actually screwed into anything. Let's get this off the prop controller. Alright, I'm gonna put the legs back on, see how high those go, and then that'll give me an idea where to position this thing. Very high at all, but let's assume that I want to have this sit up on there. I think we're going to go up maybe this high, and I think we'll be right in line with this here. I don't think that's going to look too abnormal. That'll give us only from here to here that it's got to move around. That's an extra, I don't know however far that is. I'm sure some engineer out there can tell me how much momentum or force I'm going to lose. It's 5 inches at the top of that leg. I'll build a little platform for this thing. So I've measured and I'm going to take about 7 inches tall, and that should reduce some of the force off of the shiatsu motor. 9 inches by 9 inches, that's easy enough. 9 inch by 9 inch chunk of wood for that to get stuck to. Well, that'll work out just fine. Be able to connect some legs or some kind of supports to this to prop it up. I've got to take this into account, the thickness of this. 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches that I need to come down from a platform. Or smart, I just cut another section like this and put some blocks in between it, and that would give me a base to screw down into. Matter of fact, I think I'm just going to do that. Alright, so I found some old wood. I have a ton of wood in this place. I need 4 inches. Put these blocks underneath just to separate these two, because these are each 1.5 inches. That's 3. I'm going to go up 7 inches, so I need 4. About right on the money, 4 inches. Well, this wood's kind of shitty now. I didn't even notice these big cracks on the other side. So this is the idea. What fun would it be if that didn't happen? Musical blocks. They're so tall here. Thank you for that so much. Are you kidding me? Look at this. The drill bit busted. Bit is substantially sharper than the other one. Is that the longest I have? Come on. And a couple of these. I'm satisfied with that. There, we made this. Whatever the hell this is. That's the idea. How the hell do I secure this down to the bottom? I'll have to screw up from the bottom of the chair. Yeah, screw up is right, unless I can get one in here. Maybe one in there. Should probably drill those holes before I do this. Probably should have done that first. Alright, so my video camera ran out of memory and I need to get the video files off of it, but in the meantime I kept working and I filled in the mask in these areas underneath the eyes with hot glue, then painted them to match the mask. Hardly even noticeable, came out pretty good. I also went ahead and mounted this entire thing to the seat. And this is held on, there's a bolt right here going into the seat. There's one down there in the middle also. They're really long. I don't even know how long, like this, huge, going all the way down into the seat and hitting the wood. So this thing is, except for the top, which is still loose, it's not going anywhere. Part of the problem is that the Shiatsu motor is a piece of shit, this particular one. This is the piece that the PVC was connected to. It's actually all chewed up in there from the screws going through it, the screw holes. I don't know if you can make that out. And the shaft was actually a little torn up. I sanded it up and cleaned it up a little bit, got some of the burrs off of it. And I took the other connector from the other side of the motor, put it into this PVC section. I've got it in there so that there's no screws coming through it. So it's good and tight in there. And I am going to dump epoxy all down into this thing and glue this piece in here and hope that that solves the constant wobbling this thing keeps developing, because this shit just keeps coming loose. Of course I have to be careful that I don't get it in the middle. I just want it around the sides and all into the, hold that thing in there good and tight. Well, instead of liquid epoxy, I found this epoxy putty, this kneadable stuff. It's in 2 parts. And I've taken the little shaft out. I'm gonna just wrap this stuff all around it. Will it work? Who the hell knows? It'll probably end up being too brittle. It'll crack under the stress. Almost feels like paper clay. The idea here is just to bulk this thing up enough. It's pretty good. Might add just a little bit more and really shove it in there. Starting to get hot, so it's setting up now. It's not bad. And I'm just going to shove this right in there. So it fits on there still, so that's good. We're We're not going to have the luxury of that retaining clip at the top. But who gives a crap, because this thing's so heavy. I seriously doubt anything's going to be pulling this off of there. So that works. I'm going to add some grease on there too. Gonna let it harden overnight. And I reattached this coupler here. I also shortened up the chest. I'll show you that next. And I painted it. So to try to match up the color of the lighter lines in his face, I guess I had this similar color. It's not exactly the same, but it's close enough. This part that's going to show through the shirt shouldn't be very noticeable. I'm not going to really do anything with this joint here. It's not worth the effort for something that's going to be mostly in the dark, that's only going to have a strobe light on it. I mean, you're just not even going to notice any of this stuff, so I'm not going to waste time with that. I did shorten this up, cut off a good 6 inches, 5-6 inches, even though I tried to get 7 off. It's not really enough because I can't cut that much off because of the size of this plastic chest plate that we have here. There's just not enough room to get something to connect to. I also ground this down a little bit with my grinder to make it easier to get in and out of this thing over here when I need to do adjustments, because God knows I'm gonna need to do adjustments. It's just not been very cooperative. On the plus side, I did do a test and it's a lot less movement, which is what I want. So I'm hopeful that when I get this thing all reassembled, the motor won't crap out and reset the circuit. Hopefully we're moving in the right direction with this thing. So that's going to be it for today. Hopefully I can wrap this project up soon. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to comment and subscribe as well. And I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Probably can make 15 vlog episodes out of this bullshit. Alright, f*** you. Oh my god, f*** you too. And you. Yeah, that's good for it, right? Okay, so off camera, because I ran out of memory on my video camera and I'm using my phone now. You gotta be f***ing kidding me every time! Every f***ing time I want to say a word, this damn thing has to come on.